See how we can create a login form. um, Look at this. So we will see how we can create from the scratch. And I also created different videos for the other basic HTML, like how to we use image labels and others. If you haven't watched, please, I recommend go and watch that video. That really helps you to create big websites. And also how do you install this software, the editor basically, and how to use the editor. You can watch that because it will be really helpful. You don't need to remember every property in the HTML. It gives all the options, so it will make you easy to develop any website. Okay, without further ado, let's get started. Here's the code for the login form. Let me explain how we can how I created, and I will delete this code. I will start from the scratch. Um, so you have some sort of style for the elements, the HTML here, and you see here, right? The form class and everything. Let me do one thing. Let me just copy, cut, move into different file. Let me save this. Let me do refresh. So this file learn HTML forms. Right now you see nothing. Okay, let's get started. As you know, any HTML you start with HTML tag. You open the tag, you close it, and inside you have two important tags, which is header. You close header, and normally we use header. Mostly we use the title for any website. Let's say today we learn form, so form. Save this, refresh. You see here, right? You got form header here, and let's open other tag body. So as you know, this all contents in this page will go under body. Okay, so to create any web form, you can use form. So form again is like a div. It's a container, contains all the element inside. So for that you have to use form. Close the form. So any element you open, you have to close it. Let me do the formatting, and now you got a form. Save it and refresh. You get nothing because you don't have anything inside the form. Okay, so let's create the label. So you have to use label. So basically label says the what information or what's a label of text. For example, enter our name. So I say name. um, Look at here, and now see you got a label name. And now I need input text box to feed the name, right? So I type input, and what type of input is it, and close. I got different options. So input could be a text, and different, there are a lot of different type of input. For here, let me choose text. Now let's look at this. You got text. Okay, and let me do same thing. For easy, let me copy label. So let me do refresh. Look at that. Why you get this alignment is this such a way. So to have a nice alignment, you need to use BR, the break line, so that it comes next line instead like going like this. Look at that. So you got name and the first text, and you got next line. Let's just copy this one. Do this. So use BR inside the form to align your or bring the element to next line, because if you look at here, so if you put BR here, you get next line here, but all up to you. Like if you want label and text in same line, you can have it like this. See name, and now you got the text next line because you got a BR here, the breaking line. Save this. Now let's see. So you got nice now view. Let me make it email, change it email, and password. And so password, so the text you're given, and the password, you have to use password. The reason is, what's the difference is the text, whatever when you type here, you get to see the text whatever you type here. Whereas when you put type as a password, you cannot see the password, because as you see in the normal login page, when you type, it just come a dot. So you don't want to show what you're typing to the user or others for a security purpose. So you need to use type as a password. So you got a password, and let's say I remember me. I want to use a checkbox. Now you got a checkbox. Look at that. You got a checkbox, and now what else I used? I'm just thinking. Remember me password. I got it, and the file name. So if you want a profile pic, profile pic. So you have a giving option to upload the profile pic. So for that, you need to choose the type as a file, because you're going to download the file, right? And let's say the date I'm doing this one. So this is a date picker. So normally sometimes you need to choose the date. So this actually gives you have option to choose it. Let's see how it looks. Okay, look at that. You got a date. You can select the date. When you select the date, you got a date. Choose file. When you click the file, it will take you here, and you can just select any file. When you select the file, you also see the file name here. I think now you're good. So look at the checkbox. You got a checkbox. It looks good, right? But you got a content and everything, but it don't looks like a real a decent form. John, you can type Gmail password, but it's not a really the professional look. So for that, we need to apply list of different type of style, so that it'll looks nice. So you know that, right? So when you, if you want to apply any style, because a default it will not have nothing, it will not have any style. So when you apply style, you have to apply explicitly add style to override default behavior. So you got to create style. As you discussed, you have two options. Either you can add the style inside the tag itself. If you add inside, the problem is you cannot reuse, you have to copy and paste. But if you use here, you can just use the name. I will show you how you can use. But if you're not familiar, go back and watch my old videos. Like I explained how we can use CSS. I also given some example using CSS inside the tag. Okay, let me create the tag for the style for a form, because form here is a container. When you apply something to container, it also applies to entire content inside. So form CLS, and in HTML there are two options. Either you can put dot and create your own name, or you can directly refer. For example, I can also directly refer the form here. If you put that form, it will also apply to the form. Okay, which means that whatever label, whatever the form if you used, it will apply for everything. For example, if you use label, it applies to all the label. But if you want to make it more customized, which means that you want to give only specific style to specific tag, then you can better use some your custom name. So form CLS. So what we can do is, let's give some background color. Okay, hit hide, let's say 300 pixel width, let's say 350 pixel, and let me say background color, let me choose some color, this color. So here so what we are trying to do is, we are trying to the container form giving some background color. So copy this, go here, form, class, type this one. Now let's see how it looks. Okay, so you got a nice the background color. So now, so you got a background color. How do you, now the inside content is not aligned properly. To align them properly, you have to also apply style for each element inside. For example, you have labels, you have the text and password, the input elements you need to apply. Let's do one thing. Let's create a style for the label CLS. So we can give height as maybe, now let's see the font text. Probably we'll start with this text. Text size, sorry, font size. Let's say larger. Okay, and apply this to all the labels. That's a good thing, right? So because you just simply need to say what class you need to use. That's it. I copy here, apply here, apply here, apply here. Let's see how it looks. So look at the size increased. Okay, and let's create so just you look at this, the alignment is not good because the reason is some labels are small, some labels are big. So in order to make it same, the good way is you need to define the label size. If you define label size at this width, for example